One. Hello and welcome to the Day There Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Raka, and
Welcome back, everybody.
today we got something special.
We have a review of the new movie on Netflix from Will Ferrell and Richard McAdams' Eurovision Song Contest. The
The
song
story of Fire Saga.
Fire Saga. All right, so you want to start off or should I?
You can start off. Before we get going,
3, 4. The Ya Ding Dong song.
Ding dong, my love for you is growing wide and long. Yeah, yeah, ding dong, I swear it burns when I see what we've become.
okay. So, to those out there who have already watched the movie, we are definitely talking about the Fire Saga, Eurovision, Will Ferrell's latest endeavor into comedy. And okay,
Along with Richard McAdams to this. Directed by David Dobkin. For all you don't know, he directed Wedding Crashers, among many others, written by Will Ferrell himself and Andrew Steele. So, my first little complaint or
if there were 10 people on this planet I'd like to have lunch with, pick their brain, ask a million questions, definitely Will Ferrell is in one of them.
definitely.
And now scudding up to the top of the question list is to ask him, why in God's name, how did you come up with this plot?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. He's always been a fan of the Eurovision as a kid. Go figure. Something not so much akin to the movie. Spoiler alert, But he's always been. All right. Will Ferrell's interest in the Eurovision Song Contest began when his Swedish wife, Vivica Polin, took him to her cousin's house in May 1999, and the family turned the competition on. Since then, he kept following it. In 2014, Ferrell traveled to Copenhagen, Denmark, to watch the finale of the Eurovision Song Contest in 2014, in which Conchita Wurst was crowned the winner. So he's obviously a fan of the spectacle of it. As you can tell throughout the whole movie, how my only thing is the movie was way too fucking long. At 85 minutes, it would have been freaking awesome. At 2 hours and 4, whatever the hell it is, it's a bit long. That being said, move on.
So the quick minute synopsis, if I can wrap this up, is he plays the role of Lars.
Yes.
And his childhood friend, played by Rachel McAdams, none other, is playing the role of Sigrid. Lars and Sigrid grew up together. Joke around the small town in Iceland is that they could be brothers and sisters, but they're most likely not. But it doesn't really matter. What matters is they've been lifelong musicians, friends, something more than friends. But because Lars believes that romance and business should not intertwine,
Never.
he prevents any kind of romantic interlude. Too much so that Sigrid is, I guess, feeling minimalized, and she has these feelings she can't hold anymore for Lars.
Exactly. She pines and whines from him all the time, and yet, even though in his mind it's somewhat a foregone conclusion that whatever's going to happen, but his whole focus is to not only be in the Eurovision contest, but to win the Eurovision contest, which is his only goal in his life.
Well, he's a middle-aged man now. He's still singing in bands and cover bands and weddings and parties and stuff.
Say middle age. I say older than middle age to be kind.
On the grayer side of middle age.
All right, because in 1973, as the movie begins, he's already what 10?
In the
Maybe?
70s, yeah.
So,
Okay, so he's, by and large, it shows in the movie through many different backdrops and reactions that they're not very, very good. They're better than you and I, but they're not good at all. There is once in a lifetime a star played by is it Demi Lovato, who is going to finally break through the Eurovision competition, and she is so talented, and she's going to represent Iceland. She's going to go and they try out.
hold
They're
on.
obviously not that good, and they're all on a boat partying except for Lars because he's a constant screw up.
You know what? I'm gonna have to stop you for a second because this is the moment that I found out that Demi Lovato was in this movie. I had no fucking idea.
You had no idea?
That was she was Catalina, right? Katrina, whatever.
Yes, that was her. But the boat blows up. And then the committee actually passes a basket full of DVDs and demos, and they pick them out of a basket. And by default, Lars and Sigrid as Fire Saga are to represent Iceland in the Eurovision contest. So obviously they go to the contest. They go to, I believe it's Scotland.
We're going to Scotland for the semifinal of the Eurovision contest. Yes.
You know, and as you can expect, there's
to show they're from a town called Husavik. I'm mangled the name, but
a remote
town on the north coast of Iceland with a population of just over 2,300 people. Now, I think in the movie they said it was more than that. Which the kind of like the gag in the movie is like one of the high leaders in Iceland does not want them to win because they cannot afford to host the Eurovision the following year.
They're broke.
That will go into further later on.
So obviously in the competition, there's different love interests. There's different temptations. They've entered modern Europe society. They've entered artists, bands, and that kind of quote unquote cutthroat society. They're naive, and there's different forces trying to pull them away. Some people have identified that Sigrid has great singing potential, and she's just held back because of Lars' kind of narrow-minded foolishness and his really, really savvy ability to fuck things up. Perfectly well by Will Ferrell, a role he has visited many times.
Physical comedy, that's his shtick, that's his thing. Being the fucking dumbass, that's his thing.
So
Richard McAdams plays the foil so well. Almost, which it works, and she's endearing.
She plays nice girl next door very well. So as you can tell, and you can probably predict without me giving things away, there's a series of questionable moments and circumstances that create doubt, and they screw up big time on the biggest stage, but they kept playing. I mean, the entire stage went to shit, and their performance, they were basically knocked almost unconscious on the ground. It looked laughable, but they kept singing despite being bruised, battered, and they earned the respect of a lot of the judges.
The world, basically.
He stomps off in the tantrum and goes home to Iceland without staying there, and Sigrid stays put and finds out they've advanced to the semifinals. On the heels, I guess,
the grand finale, which is, I think, 10 nations advanced to the grand finale.
a big deal.
Yes, exactly. So
there's that moment of truth. There's that self-reflection. He has a confrontation. Lars has a confrontation with his dad, who's played by the very, very handsome Pierce Brosnan, and
Very, very handsome.
and then he finds out that they've made the competition. He comes back to Europe. Scotland makes up, and then tells Sigrid, "Oh, sing the love song that you want. Sing it in our native language. Screw the contest. This is what it's all about. It's more important than the contest." And it rolls on, and it's a happy ending, and ja ja, ding dong. So, without giving you the entire movie, that's basically how things roll. Which I have to say, if anything comes out of this movie, we have the next
Dead ass.
wedding singer smash hit. If there's another party, should the world heal itself again and we can have big indoor parties, how is this not going to be the number one requested song? I want this played at my funeral, people.
Yeah, yeah, ding dong.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's the movie.
Yes. In a nutshell, I mean,
How do we feel?
complete spoiler filled, and it was a kind of a overlap. But watch the movie to get your own. How do I feel? The movie was, I think, a little too long, like I said before. I think at 2 hours and 3 minutes is way too long. At 85 minutes, it would have been a nice, swift little movie. There's a couple jokes that throughout the whole movie they keep going. Like one being, the brother and sister. Oh, we're not sure. We're probably not brother and sister because their dad, Pierce Brosnan, the ever handsome brother, Pierce Brosnan, basically banged everyone in the town. So there's a good chance that they make it up.
Americans.
Then you have the Americans, how he goes off on the Americans. Ha ha, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then you have the foil or the cult or the bad guy in the movie. You have Alexander Lemkov, played by Dan Stevens, who's a Russian singer who is obviously gay but doesn't know it or doesn't want to show it, and takes a liking to Sigrid
For her talents.
yeah, for her talents and wants to put her in.
His talent.
So I think the music was actually pretty good, to be honest. And I think they all played their roles well. But I think the movie had a little. I think it faltered in the fact it was too long. It was 40 minutes too long, which kind of just dragged it, man. It dragged it. It was 1 or 2, 3 jokes, and it dragged it on along.
Okay, sir. So I take you strike me as somebody who would drop $1 in the basket at offertory. I'm not going to be as kind. I am a Will Ferrell fan. I think he's immensely talented. There's many memorable roles. He has made me laugh over and over again.
I love Richard McAdams. So
This movie has peaks and valleys, but more valleys than peaks.
come on.
Because of Will Ferrell's status, I'm sorry, because of the things that he has done and accomplished in his career, I expected more. I expected more slapstick. I expected more witty humor. I expected more memorable scenes. I expected some over-the-top stuff.
What the hell has he accomplished?
Well, this is a story for another time where we're going to do Will Ferrell's highs and lows.
Oh, we're going to do a Will Ferrell retrospective.
I can go, I mean,
Get ready for that one.
Blades of Steel was hysterical.
Meh.
I didn't laugh as much in this and that. I get it. This is not so much a comedy as it is basically a rom-com.
Yeah, how many times did you laugh out loud laugh in this movie?
I don't know, half a dozen,
5,
maybe
6, maybe.
half a dozen. But I could tell you from Blades of Steel, there are scenes I'm still laughing at. When they're on fire on the ice, when he's on the treadmill, when they cut the head of the Flying Lotus and he cuts the head of the The other ice skater. I mean, when they pummel the living crap out of each other in practices. The
I-
coach's role. I mean, I can go on and on. You want to go to the NBA movie he made? That thing was funny. You want to go to old school? I mean, we can go on and on. I'm sorry, the bar is set here, my friend. You are Will
Come back.
Ferrell. No,
back, Rocco. Rocco, come back.
no, I'm not gonna put it in a VCR tape in a brown bag and throw it in the dumpster fire. I'm not going that far.
Okay, bottom
All I'm
line,
saying is
what
I
your
wish more. Now, do I love the song? Yes. Do I think it's an enjoyable movie? Yes. I can't by any right give this the greatest rating.
all right, so
It was
give us your rating. Let's do it.
my rating's popcorn with butter, but just needing a little more butter, just a little more salt. Wanting.
You know what? That's funny you say that because I give it a popcorn with no butter, just salt. I think the only reason the movie even is palatable is because of Rachel McAdams. I think she's
Wow.
she's-
Wow, you want to take those glasses off? Because I think Rachel dropped them.
she's a superior actress. That
What's
she,
behind the green curtain over there? Is there a poster of Rachel McAdams? Is she behind you right now? Has she paid you? Who's in your bank account? Who's writing those checks? Give me a. She didn't carry the movie. Will carry the movie. I don't know what movie you saw. Sorry.
elevated the dreck that was this movie that Will Ferrell fucking wrote.
I think you woke up only in her speaking scenes.
Anchorman, I'm all about it.
Anchorman, again, you're making my case for me. Anchorman. Oh my goodness. There's, I don't know, 30 scenes?
Hell, this is not the one with Elf. This is not freaking hell, the other guys even. So this is not even freaking his cameo in freaking Wedding Crashers. He was better than that than this. I want to punch him in the head in this movie. You want?
So with that said, we basically have given it an average. Mine's a little below average with some very good scenes.
Is it
It's better than half the movies out there? Yes. I just expected a little bit more from my man Will, although you are dubbing this the Rachel McAdams movie.
It's the Rich McAdams movie. Besides the little thing she had here.
All right, so Fire Saga doesn't exactly go down in flames, doesn't exactly light the path for the Titanic, but it's an okay movie. It's enjoyable, not exactly memorable.
Exactly. It's an average, funny movie.
So with that said, Raka says, enjoy the movie if it happens to be on. And I'll leave it at that.
As he says, don't bother. And if you happen to be drunk or half awake and it's on, watch it.
No, watch Blades of Steel. I'm Raka.
I'm Izzy.
Enjoy the movie and save the whales.
Save the whales, bitches.